Sorry about that. I'm here with Rebecca tonight to chat about mindset and how that's linked to health and to improving our wellness. So how does mindset relate to health? I found that one of the top causes of failed resolutions and unhealthy habits that keep us returning to unhealthy lifestyle is actually mindset. A person's set of established attitudes and beliefs. Your mindset can help you reach amazing milestones and make huge changes, or it can limit you and sabotage every effort you make to improve yourself and your circumstances. If you're serious about making changes to your lifestyle or reaching those goals that seem a bit outrageous right now, then you have to work on your mindset every day. So that's why I'm here with Rebecca tonight. So Rebecca, can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, hi. I'm Rebecca Lockwood. I am a motivational success coach, and I work with women internationally to overcome fears and anxieties around becoming successful.
Okay. So you've been running a group for a little while now. When did you launch your success group?
Oh, wow. So it kind of evolved, and it's always been an evolving process. It started out properly in January, although it's been kind of an ongoing thing for about a year. It evolved from women's business platform to what it is now, which is the Success Tribe, where women come together to work on the mindset, overcoming fears, and just showing up in the world as the best possible version of themselves, which is what I'm going to talk about this evening.
That's really great. I've seen the progress the group's made, and I've obviously been a member for a while now. I don't know if I've been there from the start. I don't think so. When did you launch your group?
This time last year, although I did change it towards the back end of last year, and I restarted it because it kind of took a different direction that kind of went in a bit of a swerve, if I'm honest. I thought it was going to be something completely different, but then actually it ended up being the same thing. But it's kind of built now more because there's more engagement, there's more, people share the journey more. It's a really exciting place to be. And it's amazing how I see women every day having breakthroughs and seeing the changes that they can make in their lives in such a short space of time is so rewarding.
Yes, I must say I've seen a lot of your members posting about breakthroughs they've had, and like a bit of a kick in the butt to get going on your goals. And also it has been a great motivator for me on my journey. And I've learned quite a bit from your posts and your videos and all the resources you share. So I just want to say thank you very much for everything you're contributing on the group. We're all loving it, and we're growing a lot with your support. So you want to start with your workbook and take us through the lessons?
Yeah. So tonight I'm going to talk about mindsets and how I had my mindset shift. The NLP techniques and tools and the beliefs that I needed to have for me to be able to do it. But first of all, just in case you don't know me and know who I am, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm a mother, and I've got a daughter who's 2, and I've got a husband, so we got married last year. I worked in sales for the last 8 years, and I was very successful in every single sales job that I had. I was the best not only in that position, but in the history of the company as well. I started my first ever business at the age of 17. It wasn't my first successful business, because it was very much of a flop, but it was my first business. And then I started my first successful business at the age of 22. I won business awards. I was scouted to apply to go on the Dragon's Den. And, I had a really successful business from the outside. But from inside, things just didn't feel as successful as they should have done. And I had quite bad postnatal depression when I had my daughter. And at that time, I didn't really know what direction to go in. and I was contacted by the company, the first ever sales company that I worked for, and they asked me to return as a salesperson. Bottom line, manager's weird, no pressure, no stress. I knew that I was good at it. I knew it was easy. I worked from home on my own clock, and so I took it. When I took the role, they never offered me any training, and my highest value is growth. So how can I grow as a person? And I'm always looking for ways to grow and develop and learn new things and learn new skills and help other people. But they never offered me any of that. And so I started looking for my own training. And I'm a big follower of Tony Robbins. I know you are too, aren't you, Christine?
Definitely.
And it was one day, although I've been listening to his Unlimited Power CD over and over again in the car for a full year, I'm not even exaggerating, one day it just clicked that it was neuro-linguistic programming that he does, NLP. And so in that second, it must have been the 100th time I've listened to the CD, my brain said, NLP, that's what I need to do. I need to study NLP. And I wanted to study NLP to help my sales team. I wanted to help them be better at sales, and I wanted to be better at sales and just all around develop myself and develop my team. At that time, within a month, I'd gone back to managing the team as well. Couldn't help myself. And so when I studied NLP, I was absolutely blown away by the power of it and how simple it is, but how massively effective it is as well. And so what I want to talk to you about today is just the key fundamentals of NLP and how it made me have that shift, and how if you take on board these values and beliefs too, it might help you have this shift as well. So if you've got the workbook, amazing. If you've not got the workbook, don't worry, grab a pen and a piece of paper and I'll talk you through the NLP and fundamentals. So neuro-linguistic programming. NLP is a philosophy, and it's useful in everything that we do. So in everyday life, in anything that we want to be successful in becoming the best version of ourselves. So there's so many different ways that you can use it, and there's so many different opportunities it gives you. So what I do want to say before I start is that I'm not necessarily telling you what you might want to believe. So what I'm telling you is just my own truth, and it's what I believe. But let's bring it out for this session and just take on board and be open to learning and understanding, and think, why not? Are you with me?
Yep.
So neuro-linguistic programming, it's a philosophy and an attitude that is used whenever you want to excel in anything that you do. Okay, so NLP is a philosophy and an attitude that is useful when your goal is to excel in whatever you do. In NLP, there are some beliefs that are acted upon, and this is what I'm going to go through with you today. So to have respect for the other person's model of the world. We're all unique and experience the world in different ways, and everyone is individual and has their own special way of being. So everyone experiences things differently. Everyone sees things in a different light. So I've got two younger sisters and we all grew up together. However, we don't all see the world in the same way. Although we experienced on the outside the same things, they don't look the same to each of us. Each one of us has a different belief and a different value. So my youngest sister used to believe that it was the world against her, so everything that she did and everything that happened to her that went wrong was everybody else's fault. And my middle sister believed that she had to work really, really hard to make things happen, to be successful. And I believe that anything can happen if we put the hard work and effort in. So I'm not saying that we don't all believe that, but you can see how there's different kind of ways that we believe in life and things that we do. And that affects the way that we act, the way that we do anything, and the way that we act towards other people. And when opportunities are put forward to us, how we can act differently towards seeing them as an opportunity or seeing them as a negative thing or seeing it as growth. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's very interesting. Would you say there was a time in your life where you might have maybe struggled with your wellness, be it stress or self-doubt or, emotional and mental health, that you felt like if you had been using mindset techniques, they would have helped you come out of the ruts or improve a lot during that time, if you'd known NLP techniques?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, throughout my whole life until I found NLP. When I had my daughter, it got quite bad with my personal depression, and I also struggled with OCD as well. And so the whole 2 years before I found NLP would have been such a massive shift for me before it actually happened. So just like in the weeks after I had it, anxiety levels were so bad that I had panic attacks, and I didn't know how to deal with it or what to do. And it was to the point when I was curled up on the corner on the floor and cried my eyes out because I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know how to the emotions I had inside of me. I felt like it was struggling, I didn't know what to do. And if I'd known about the techniques then, like I do now, I would have been able to understand the way that I was feeling and acknowledge it and be able to work with it. And also, I think it's not just that, it's about, like you said, the health and wellness and what we eat and what we put into our bodies, and how much sleep we get.
Okay. Yeah, I must say, as a mom myself, I feel like most women don't focus on their own wellness, especially emotionally, and in the period right after they have children and as they grow older, it's always what does my child need, putting their needs and their wants first, and you're always the last person that you think of to, like self-care and those things aren't really on your radar. And I think it would be much better for families in long term, and just for the children as well, because children can feel when you are stressed and really run down. It will be so good for every member in the family if women address their emotional and mental health when they feel like they are struggling.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so also in NLP, we say that the map is not the territory. So what we mean by this is that the people respond to their map of reality and not to reality itself. So as I discussed with the example that I gave before, everyone sees everything differently and everyone's experienced things differently. And so how people make sense of the world around them is through their senses and from their own personal experience. And that means that each individual's perception of an event is different. So everybody sees something differently. And the words and the language that we use is different. So I might say a word that I think has a positive meaning, whereas someone else may say a word that they have a negative meaning to. And so it's always helpful in this case to, if you ever don't understand whether someone means it negatively or positively, is just to ask. Because I think, to put it simply, people are just people. And as we'll come on in a minute, like everybody is doing the best they can with whatever they've got available for themselves at the moment in time. Like nothing is ever done from a place of hurt or lack. Everything that people do and the actions that people have, it all comes from a place of love and giving and helping. Believe it or not, nobody actually intentionally goes out to do something negative on purpose in their model of the world. I understand in other people's model of the world it may seem like a negative thing, but for example, like terrorism, this is a really touchy subject, I understand, especially at the moment with what's going on, but these people are acting in accordance with their beliefs and their values, and they're getting certainty from their actions that they're taking. And in their model of the world, certainty is, it's their being, it's how they live. So, I know we don't agree with it, and I don't agree with it either. However, that's how they live. That's how it works for them in their world. And so everybody kind of acts in accordance to their own maps of the world, and people just respond to their own maps of reality.
Yeah, I must say, I've really noticed that you mustn't make judgments about another person's acts, like the way they act and the way they treat you, because there's always a story behind it that caused their false beliefs or the insecurities or whatever it may be that's limiting them or causing them to behave the way they are. And it's really interesting to me how, you know, what happens in childhood, or even if it's a tragedy or something really bad that happened, can change the course of your life just because it changes your mindset.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So a big kind of turning point in my life, if anybody's read my blog, they may have seen that when I was 11, a man tried to kidnap me, and at the time it was quite traumatic, as you can imagine. I was 11 years old, but it made me kind of doubt everything that I was and who we are as people and the world and why we're here, and like it really made me question and get really curious about everything. So from the littlest things, like how carpets made, like how are even the fabric put together to make a carpet. Like, I know it sounds really crazy, but this is how my mind started to work at that time, when I started to believe that I'd escaped and I shouldn't really be here in this world. And for a long time in my life, that's what I believed. I believed that I was cheating life. And I mean, I understand now that that's silly, but at that time, that was my map of the world. And it was kind of the turning point that made me get so curious to just want to explore everything and who we are as beings. And that was like a real turning point for me in my life.
Yeah, your story is very, very touching, and it's really great that you've come out on the other end so much stronger and so wise. Each one of us certainly have our own stories, and you know, like tragedies or something that's shook us to the core. So I think this training and using these habits and techniques every day is really important for you to get out of your past and, you know, step into the present and, you know, really take hold of your future and change it to, you know, be what you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing then that we discuss in NLP is that if something isn't working, do something else. Like flexibility is the key to success. So just change your approach. And so a really famous Tony Robbins quote, which is actually NLP based, is if it's not working, then change your approach. If that doesn't work, what do? You change your approach. And if that doesn't work, what do? You change your approach. And so that's definitely something I think is 100% key. And what they say is like there is no such thing as failure, there is only feedback. So failure is the stepping stones to success. There is no such thing as failure. Everything that we do, everything that we live by is just a step towards what it is that we want to achieve. So I had a business last year that I told you about, and I won business awards, and it was going amazingly well. And you know, on the outside, it looked like it was going perfectly, but from the inside, I just felt so unhappy and I just couldn't make it work. And no matter what I did, I just couldn't move forward. And this was another instance where NLP at that time would have been useful for me. So I tried desperately to make it work. And I was on the biggest growth accelerator in the world. I had a coach, and you know, I had investors speaking to me who were already on the panels of really large companies, really large, well-known companies. And no matter what I did, I just couldn't get past the block that I was feeling, the anxiety of being successful. And I was scared to be successful. I felt like I wasn't worthy of being successful. I felt like I wouldn't be able to build a business. But I actually still did at that time loads of personal development. I read books. I listened to modern Zen. I listened to Jim Rohn, Les Brown, and I listened to motivational music every day. Like, even though I had all the things lined up, what you think, I was the person that motivated and built everybody else around me up, but I still just couldn't make it work until I started following these beliefs, and that's what really opened me up to see that anything's possible. And if we're limiting ourselves in any way, we just need to learn and discover more about releasing blockages and change your approach.
Yeah, that's really good. Are there some habits or things that we could be doing every day that you'd say could put the power back in your hands and create the mindset that would put you on the road to reach your goals or being more successful in life?
Yes, there's loads of stuff we can do. So my routine is that I'll get up between 5 and 6 and I start off with meditation. I listen to myself and ask myself what it is that I need today. So whether it's something around self-love or whether it's something around building energy and momentum. I think the key to anything, so I could sit here and talk to you for hours about routines, and it's in my own program, and I advise all my clients to do it. But the number one thing that is so important, and I've just come to the realization of this myself, like one fully, is listen to yourself. Like, tune in with yourself and listen to what it is that you want and what you need. That is the most important thing of all.
Okay, so in other words, our intuition is really like the voice inside your mind, is the strongest guide in your life, and you should be listening to that in every situation. And as you know, I've shared that lately. I've been tuning in more into my intuition, and it's definitely been serving me, and it's shown that it's really so powerful, and you are wise and you have that wisdom within you. That message every day, if you practice listening to it and hearing it, and really every time that something happens, go inside yourself and listen to your intuition and feel like, does this feel good to you? Does it feel comfortable? Does it feel like where you should be going? Even if it makes you scared, and sometimes, especially if it makes you scared, that might be the way that you should be going. And your intuition is really that voice inside your mind, inside your heart, that can be guiding you on the best path for your life.
Yeah. What's that quote from Les Brown? If there's ever an argument between your head and heart, your heart knows the answer. I love that.
For sure. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. So if following the workbook then, what we also say is having options can provide more opportunities for achieving results. So be fluid, be completely fluid to changing your approach, and always know that there's no need to be second. So I used to, like, this is a stupid example, but it makes so much sense. So if I needed to go and buy something from the shop in town, I'd be thinking in my head, right, I'll go to Home Bargains, and I'm in my head thinking, right, go to Home Bargains. And then I get in the car and start driving, and my husband would start driving somewhere else. And I'd be like, where are you going? He'd be like, well, we're going to TK Maxx. And I'd be like, no, we can't go to TK Maxx. We've got to go to Home Bargains. But why? Like, there's no real reason why we need to go to Home Bargains. TK Maxx will have everything that we need. But I was so stuck in my mind that I couldn't even see another opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So everything. I know it's just a little stupid example, but like it's the fundamentals of the same for everything, especially in business and in life, because fluidity, flexibility is the key to really having the options and needing to change approach, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So If you're watching this video, post a comment here and tell us where you're from so we can say hello. Chatting tonight to Rebecca Lockwood, who's a mindset and motivational success coach. We are discussing mindset techniques and training your mindset to improve your circumstances and really reach your goals. And that is directly related to health, because I have so many women who want to improve their maybe eating habits or stress levels or exercise more. It can be anything, and they just keep on failing or keep on going back to their bad habits because they're not motivated, or they just don't feel like they are worth the time, I guess. There are really so many reasons, and one of the most important factors that you should be addressing first before even going and looking at your goals is mindset. And if you don't have a correct mindset, then it can really limit you immensely in life. So Rebecca's here discussing mindset with us in relation to neuro-linguistic programming and giving us a few techniques that we can use every day.
So this is one of my favourites as well, so that we're always communicating. So even when we remain silent, we're communicating. And non-verbal communication can count for a large proportion of a message. So like, even in our body language and the way we move, the tone of voice that we're using, we're always communicating with those around us. And it's important to acknowledge and understand how other people are communicating themselves as well. And something just to touch on here is that so much, and it's also another thing when you just mentioned about the main beliefs, but let me just say this first. This is like kind of linked, like, so just an example, I was sitting with my friend and she bought something in the shop. We were walking out the shop and she made a comment about how the woman looked at her when she was giving her the bag as we left, and assuming that the woman was being rude and was thinking something negative about her. But the woman didn't actually say anything. But obviously, because of the way we communicate, she took that as a communication in a negative way because of her body language. But she didn't necessarily know what that woman was thinking. She was just assuming that the woman was thinking something negative. But I don't think she was. But the reason why she felt like that was because she had until we started working together a limited belief that she wasn't good enough. And that came through every day. Like, even just from that little mistake, like getting a bag from the shopping assistant in the shop, to everything that she does in her life, whether it's to lose weight or be healthier, or be more successful, in her health, or be more successful in her business, or in her career, or in her family life, or in her relationship, or in her happiness. It stems and sifts through everything. So limiting beliefs is something that we need to get really clear on. We need to understand the bullshit stories that we're telling ourselves, so we can understand where we can release the negative stuff that we're holding on to, and so we can just put it down and walk away and leave it. The best way to understand this is just to sit down with a blank piece of paper and just think about all the things that you say to yourself in your mind, and just think about the way you feel towards yourself. And be honest with yourself. This isn't for anybody else. This is for you to understand what negative patterns you're following and how you can overcome them yourself, because it all starts with you. It's a choice that you've got to make.
Yeah, you're so right. Women should stop blaming their circumstances or their past, and just, you should realize that you are powerful to change your circumstances, and you are powerful to change your future. You are not a product of your past. You are a product of your habits and your state of mind. And if the clock is ticking, and imagine if you address this today, how much you're going to accomplish in 1 year. And, you've seen how quickly women can succeed and how quickly they can change their lives if they just address these things. It's really amazing if you just do the work.
Definitely, yeah. And then the thing is as well is, like, when you start to do the work, there's forever ceilings. So I coach mindset and confidence and to be successful, but there's still doubts that I have about myself, not anywhere near like they used to be. But we have a ceilings that we have to start working on ourselves again, and we're forever growing and evolving. And so it's important to keep up to that on a daily basis, definitely daily basis. And just check in with yourself and listen to your intuition and do that. To touch on what you mentioned there as well, so that anything can be accomplished if the task is broken down into smaller steps. So, but whether your goal is humongous and it feels really scary at the moment because you have no idea how you're going to achieve it, if you break it down into small enough things and actionable steps, you can achieve anything. Anything. Believe me, I've done it.
Yeah, that's right. So you've mentioned that we should be listening to our intuition, and these things are important to address every day. So is there a routine that you'd say that we can follow every day, just like a rough guide that includes certain things that can help you set your mindset every morning before you start with your stressful day, or go and see clients or whatever it may be? Is there like a certain set of habits that you'd say are really good for this?
Yes. So I think it all starts with listening to yourself. So I always have a glass of water by my bed. Just when I wake up in the morning, I can drink my water, and it just wakes you up, your whole body. So I always start the day off with that, and then I listen to myself and ask myself, what do I want to do? What do I need to do? And the thing is, once you follow this routine and start taking on board these techniques, the day it's not stressful, because your mind is just in control, completely in control of everything that you do. So I notice the difference if I miss a day doing these kind of things. So I start off with a glass of water, and then I listen to myself and I ask myself, what is it that I want to do? And then I'll do a meditation based around what it is that I need to do. So as I mentioned before, whether it's high-powered gratitude or self-love, and then I will sit down and listen to a pre-recorded sentence of me telling myself how I'm going to be successful. I then sit down and write my goals and write them out as if I've already got them. And I also look at my dream board, so my vision board, and I literally will look at my hands and see exactly how they look right now. And then when I visualize having the things on my dream board, I will actually see my own hands holding what it is that I want, whether it's a car that I'm driving or whether it's holiday that I'm on and I'm taking a picture or whatever it is. And I see it as if I've already got it, because our brains don't know the difference between what's real and what we're imagining, because the things that's going on inside there is the same as we know. And so I think them are the most important things. There are a couple of other things that I do, like I'll read a book and I write notes as I read it, and then I can put them notes into action steps throughout the day. And there's nothing worse than reading a book and then never applying what it is that we've learned. And also I've written a book in the space of a month and a half by just sitting in the morning and typing and not even going back to edit. Setting an alarm for 15 minutes and then just writing it and I have been in control of my day since I started doing that every single day. I think starting off with looking at what you've already got and what you're already grateful for as well is really important. So then I think that the most important things for me, you don't have to do all of them, and just one or two, whatever feels right for you, whatever time you're at in your life. It's completely fluid. So if you need to change your approach, then change your approach.
Yeah, that's really great. That's really helpful. I think those are some very good and easy habits that anyone can use every morning, and obviously tweak according to what you like to do. But for children, babies, even for adults, I think we forget that as adults we also need a strict routine, at least some parts of the day. I mean, if you struggle to sleep, a very strict bedtime routine is very good for you to, train your mind to really wind down and relax in anticipation for sleep. And the same is true for the mornings. If you train your mind that every morning you do a certain set of habits, and you fit in those very important things every single day, then you do grow emotionally, and I think you're more focused and clear. So that relieves a lot of tension if you know going into your day exactly what your intentions are, and what you exactly want to get done, not just whatever gets thrown on your desk. There are many more things that we tend to forget about.
Yeah. So do you have a bedtime routine, nighttime routine?
Well, at the moment, it's just work, 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 sleep. But since having a baby, I've learned to fall asleep within seconds because sleep was quite rare when you was a baby. So I trained myself because of that, because sleep is hard to come by. So I just fall asleep when my head hits the pillow. But I know that if you have a healthy bedtime routine, it is very good. I mean, it's not just for babies and children. For adults, it works very well to have a very strict bedtime routine. I mean, bed is for certain things. The bed is not for reading or playing games or browsing on your phone till what time of the night, because you'll keep on thinking about certain things. Your mind keeps on running because you haven't trained your body and your mind to know that, okay, when I get into bed, I relax and I sleep. And it sounds too simple, but really it does work. If you feel like you can't sleep, get up, go into a different room, read or watch a movie, whatever, till you're tired, and then go to bed and sleep. If you leave the bedroom for certain things, then your mind knows when you go into the bedroom, it's time for those things. It's not time to think about the washing that you didn't do correctly, or, oh, the dishes didn't get done, or, oh, I needed to help my son with his project for tomorrow. So a routine for any time of your day is really important, and it helps you set your mind straight pretty quickly.
So I struggle because I'm really excited to get up in the morning, and I'm really excited to stay up at night. So I'm a proper night owl as well. So I could sit and work until 1 o'clock in the morning, and I do regularly, because I'm so excited with what I'm doing at the moment. So I told myself that I'm not going to work every night past 3 months and not done anything about it. And so I must admit that is one of my downfalls. However, when it does come to going to bed now, so 10 o'clock is an early bed for me, and I still struggle to get to sleep because my mind is like, what's next, what's next, what's next? And so I listen to a subliminal guided meditation, and that just within 5 minutes I'm out. Probably even sooner than that, because I never remember after the first washing. So that's a really good tip for anybody who's like me and who's so excited to get up in the morning that it's hard to sleep, and so excited to stay up at night and have a big impact in the world. Listen to something relaxing, and that really helps.
Yeah, people tend to knock guided meditations, but they're really not what, you really have to go and read up more about it, because it's not the negative things that people think about. It's just you training your mind to think about certain things, and the more you think about positive things, the more positive you will become. And even it can be for anything really, because I used guided meditations and relaxation techniques and preparation for my birth. and it was super amazing. There was this one track that was like, it was called rainbow relaxation, and you imagine colors going through your body. With every wave of color, it relaxes you more, and you can even pick a color. And then when eventually, when I was listening to the track after maybe 2 weeks, I would get to the third color and be fast asleep. And that's not even 5 minutes into the track. And I'm telling you, like, eventually you learn it off by heart, and you can just go lie in bed and fall asleep. You can go through the track in your mind, through the words. And even the person's voice gets hypnotizing, like it hypnotizes you. Not in the bad sense of the word. It's really hypnotism. There's no such thing as someone hypnotizing you. You hypnotize yourself. It's all self-hypnotism. Like, that is what it is. People that think, they hypnotize you and then they tell you things and then you go do strange things when you're awake. That's not what hypnotism is. It won't work if you are not encouraging it. If you don't give mental permission, then hypnotism cannot work. That is not hypnotism. And it was, the techniques are called hypnobirthing. So if you want to read up more about that, it's really amazing. Those are based. Sorry?
You should do a training session on that.
Yeah, it's I am getting someone, actually a practitioner, to do a class with me, to do a live, so I can explain to you guys more about that. It's really amazing, and it is based on mindset techniques. If you use certain mindset techniques, you can relax yourself within seconds. Like, if you're scared, I'm telling you, like, you're physically scared or in pain, within seconds, you relax yourself and you feel amazing. And it sounds far-fetched, but to me, even it sounded far-fetched. But I'm telling you, it's really very effective. That's where I learned that mindset techniques work, like really, really work.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested to hear more about that if you say it works in childbirth.
It really does. I mean, obviously it won't. It might not change birth circumstances dramatically, and you might still have a few curveballs thrown into your way. But for any kind of birth, it makes it more positive because it helps you handle it better. And your emotional state improves your birth outcomes dramatically. So that's really amazing. And to me, it's directly related to mindset techniques. I mean, most practitioners would tell you that they use many mindset techniques. You don't need to use all of them, and they won't all work for you, but you choose the ones that you feel connected to, and that's what's important.
Definitely.
So, was there anything else that you wanted to discuss?
I don't think so. I think I've covered everything that I feel is relevant. Do we have any questions?
Guys, if you're watching this video and you have any questions, I think there's a little bit of a lag on the live video, but you can quickly post your questions here and we'll get to them as soon as they come up on the screen. So in the meantime, Rebecca, can you tell us what plans do you have for your group and your business? I know that you launched, I think you just launched a new incentive or a VIP club. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, yes, literally just in launch mode right now. So the doors close on Wednesday, so I'm really, really excited about it. It's called the Success Tribe, and it's for women who are creatives who want to be more successful in their lives and their business. So it's all about mindset, building a business, releasing anxieties around fear. It's just so exciting. at the moment, I've got a free 5-part training series that's free up until the end of the week. And you can find that by going to my page and clicking on the Learn More. So the page is Rebecca Lockwood, the Success Tribe.
Okay. Yeah, we'll certainly be going there. I know you have amazing plans to do some workshops and masterclasses with other experts. That's really great, because I think there are so many amazing coaches and like emotional wellness experts, or there's many other professions that are connected to NLP in some way. And I think if we all get into this journey together to support women, there's no limit to how far you can go and how many women you can impact with this. Your journey has really been amazing to watch, and you're really an inspiration to all of us, especially those of us who also support women. We are definitely looking at you. So really curious to see what you get up to in the next 2 years.
Oh, you know what? I'm so excited. So amazing to see and hear that. It feels like it's my purpose, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm here, to help other people gain motivation to be successful, and that's why I'm a motivational success coach.
Yeah, that's really great. You've been using your past and your experiences, and even your insecurities, because we all have them, and even if we are teaching other women to get past theirs, it doesn't mean that we don't have them anymore. They still keep creeping up when you try and progress or go onto a new goal. They always seem to peek out and surprise you. So these things are really important to work on every day, and we do that inner work, because that's really going to support you going forward, and your emotional health is really critical to serving your clients. So it's great to see that you are bearing yourself and showing us that you can be vulnerable, and you can tell women, look, I am still in this with you. It's not to say that this stuff is ever going to go away, because your past is always going to be there, but you don't need to be held captive by it. You can overcome it, and you are actually much stronger for it. I mean, even I have stories, I have my own past, and I won't say that I want to go through it again, but in some way I'm thankful for it, because it made me the person that I am today, and it made me passionate as I am to help other women and to encourage them to grow as I'm growing. So it seems like there aren't any comments coming through at the moment. So if you have any questions for either of us, you can still comment afterwards, and we'll go and reply to your comments later. This replay will be available on my page, Wellness from Nature, and Rebecca's also going to share it on her side. If you want to learn more about my business, or how I can support you, or just get those daily health nuggets from me, you can subscribe to my page, Wellness from Nature, and also subscribe to my newsletter. The link will be in this video's description. It's also at the top of my Facebook page. So you can also subscribe to Rebecca's newsletter. Can you tell us where the subscribers link is for your newsletter?
Best place to find me is on my Facebook page, which is Rebecca Lockwood, the Success Tribe.
Okay, great. So we'll I hope all of you will go subscribe to her newsletters. I must say there's really amazing content that she shares there and on her website. So you must definitely go and check that out. It's such a nice boost every morning, or when she posts it, it's such a nice reminder. And many of her posts have been like right up with whatever challenge I've been experiencing. So that's really amazing how in tune you are with your audience, with what we're experiencing. That's really touching.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well.
Thank you for doing this with me. And if any of you, if you like this video, please share it with whoever you feel would be benefiting from it. And like my page and subscribe to my newsletter. I'll be doing many more of these, and I hope to be doing another one with Rebecca in the future. So that will be amazing.
Yeah, I'll release the date for that soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks for joining us on this video. Thanks, Rebecca, again. Enjoy your evening.
Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good evening. Bye.